Hey guys, Jason Noble here, and today I want to talk about something. And what I want to talk about is the first thing you need to do when you want to improve a player's speed of play. Now, before we get into what that actual first thing is, we need to ask ourselves, what is speed of play? Because I think a lot of people don't really understand it. Is speed of play how fast I can run? Is speed of play how fast I can dribble? Or is speed of play how fast I can receive the ball and then get rid of the ball somewhere else? Well, my answer is none of the above. It's definitely not how fast you can run, because that's just your genuine pace. You see a lot of players with great pace that actually have very poor speed of play, because it involves many other skill sets other than just running fast. Now, is it how fast I can dribble? Well, no, it's just how fast you can dribble. Not much more to it. It's almost the same as your running. It's just you've added dribbling to the equation as well, and you've got some sort of technical skill level of dribbling. Is it as how fast I can receive the ball and play the ball back out? No, it's not necessarily that either. By that logic, the little kid who kicks the ball with his or her first touch every time they get the ball has great speed of play, is very fast, because they're taking one touch and they're immediately, the ball's gone. Well, that's not true, because they're actually not thinking at all. They're just kicking it randomly. And by the same logic, a player like Neymar, that likes to use his time on the ball, likes to dribble, would have very slow speed of play, when in reality he has extremely high, fast speed of play. Alright, so this is what actual speed of play is in soccer. Speed of play is how quickly you can make your decisions on the ball and how quickly you can make intelligent decisions on the ball. And what I mean by this is you're going to decide whether you have time, whether you need to take a touch out of pressure, whether you need to play one touch, whether you can dribble, whether you can shoot, whether you can cross, whether you're going to have to shield or something like this. It's how quickly you can make your decision on what you have to do, depending on how your teammates are supporting you and how the other team's defense is set up and ready to pressure you. Now, the best players in the world can already have their decision in their head either as the ball's coming towards them or with their first touch. Now, this first touch could do any number of things. It does not mean if I play one touch, I have a quick speed, better speed of play. In fact, a lot of times, the higher speed of play will realize, oh, I have time. I can take another touch. That's actually a higher speed of play. Alright, so now we're going to go into common things that the most common way speed of play is taught in almost every level of soccer. Touch restriction games. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of it. Now, there are some times to do touch restriction, but it's not to improve speed of play. It's to improve technical skills. But the idea behind touch restriction is, say I have 1, 2, 3 touches, whatever your touch restriction is going to be. I have to make my decision within those 1, 2, 3 touches, not take my time on the ball, which this is why I'm not the biggest fan of that. When you add a touch restriction, what I've seen happens, and I've seen this all the way up to the collegiate level, and even some semi-pro teams, this happens. When you add a touch restriction, what I see happening most often is players rushing their decisions. They end up making poor choices because they do not have time to think about their choices. Now, is that improving their speed of play much? No. If anything, I think it's encouraging them to rush their decisions and not make intelligent decisions. I almost never do a game type situation or a keep away drill with touch restrictions for that very reason, because especially with youth players, especially with players with low technical skills, all a touch restriction is going to do is you're going to see players make poor passes in 1-2 touches instead of being able to take the time and settle the ball, pick their head up, then make a halfway decent pass. Now, is their speed of play improving in either situation with unlimited touches or limited touches? It really all depends. I mean, every player is slightly different, and it also depends on the exact drill and the purpose of the drill. I actually am in favor of my players realizing when they have time and using it. But you still need quick, high speed of play to do this. Alright, so the very, very, very first thing you should work on to improve speed of play in players. And it's super, super simple. And it's probably the most overlooked thing that you could do to improve speed of play. Yet, it's by far the most important. And here it is: improving technical skills on the ball. Now, a lot of you are going, well, what does that have to do with speed of play? Well, I'm going to tell you what it has to do with speed of play. The better I am at dribbling, the better I am at receiving the ball, the better I am at passing the ball, crossing the ball, etc., 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 all the different techniques I can have with the ball, the easier it is for me to be thinking about decisions, not concentrating on, oh, I have to make this touch, oh, I have to dribble, oh, I have to receive this ball on my chest, oh, I have to head the ball. No. The higher technical level I get, the less I have to think about that, because it becomes second nature. So if I know I'm good at receiving the ball with the outside of my weak foot, I don't have to think twice about doing that. I just receive it with the outside of my weak foot, go that direction, make my pass, no big deal, well done. So you need to improve your player's technical level. It will improve their speed of play drastically. It sounds crazy, but if all you did was pure technique drills and all another coach did was limited touch passing, the one that does only technique drills will end up having a slightly higher speed of play, just because those players are more comfortable on the ball and they have to think about receiving the ball and controlling the ball less than the other players. The other players will not have the actual abilities to do it quite as well. So the biggest and most important thing, improve technical skills in every facet of the game. That's the most important thing for developing a player, and it seems to be overlooked by far, far too many coaches and players in this game. And that's all I have for you. Thanks. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.